goodness.
Welcome.
Back.
Guys, how long has it been?
I don't know, and I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it. It's been too long. Not only has it, been too long, but it also has been a long time since I've even seen Mia. I saw you at church that one day, but, then that was it. It was so brief. It was so brief. There's been, other Sundays, where we've missed each other. Yes. Or, we sat, different places, and I didn't get to see you. Yeah. And I feel...
This is, a reunion for us, and...
I'm like, oh my gosh, you've grown.
ATC. No, yeah. Honestly, we're...
you look wiser.
Is it because I'm wearing my glasses?
It might be.
My contacts are bothering me. But, no, honestly, I feel like I couldn't even recognize you.
I'm telling you. You came to my house, and I was like, wait, is that Mia?
I just at the house. You opened the door. I was like... But yeah.
I was like, oh.
It's crazy what a new year can do to someone.
Listen, 2025 is here. She's here. And
which is insane. That sounds so futuristic.
Okay, someone said this, and maybe everyone else, doesn't get bothered by this, but this genuinely hurt my brain.
I feel
that 2050 is just as far away as 2000. That made me gag.
No, that's disgusting.
Gag.
No,
that's disgusting.
2016 is almost 10 years ago.
Stop.
No, that makes me gag, because 2016, that was yesterday. What?
My 10-year high school reunion is 2 years away. I'm not going.
That's so crazy.
Do you know how old that makes me feel? And I don't mean to disrespect to the people that are older than me. I'm not calling you old. I'm just saying I'm having that realization of
life's passing.
What? Poor K? Wait, no.
That's poor K?
That's why. Just K? Poor K minus the poor.
K minus 4. Yeah, that's insane.
What?
No, literally.
I have no words.
Literally, just thinking about
2020. 2000 was just there. And, I think of, the 2000s. That's my childhood. That's just as far away as 2050. That's the future. That's flying gross. Cars.
That's gross.
It made me ill.
That's gross.
Ill.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Think about it. Okay. Wait a minute. When were you born?
2005.
Never mind. I was about to say something. I was about to be I can't believe that, there... And obviously I was ridiculously young, a baby, but it still blows my mind that there are people that are adults that were not born when 9/11 happened.
Oh yeah.
That's that's a historical event now. To me that was still so
No, that
recent.
Was me, yeah.
That's
I was
nuts
born
to me.
4 years after 9/11.
That's crazy. Obviously again, I was 2, so it's not I understood what was happening, mm-hmm. But even growing up, it was I understood I was alive during that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It didn't seem
it wasn't some historical thing because it happened in my lifetime.
Right.
So that's just crazy. No, guys, listen. It's been so long. We're so sorry. I don't ever want to do that to you guys again.
That was rude.
It was honestly, so rude. First of all,
that was rude.
The holidays were just crazy. There were so many things. All the things that came up. That happened
insane
between family and holidays
yeah.
And just so many different things planned and events and places we had to be. We just weren't able to sit down and honestly I'm sorry, but your time with your family is more important.
Yeah.
I hope you guys were spending
honestly,
time with your family.
we all get an opportunity, to just have a break for the holidays.
Yeah.
And then you can gather back. And now we can just
and now
talk
we're
about
here.
it.
We're ready for 2025.
Yeah. We're ready.
And so we're just we're here for your first official yap session of 2025 to catch up. I want to know how you've been.
Yeah. We just leave a 30-minute pause in the middle of the episode.
I want us to get to a point where I want to take phone calls.
That would actually be so fun. Callers. Caller number 7, you're on.
Yeah, caller number 7. Hi, you're on with Hannah and Mia on Against the Current.
I love that.
I want that, and I want the viewers or the listeners to hear them in, and I want them to what's
Should we have like a live stream one time where it's like going
or
from
like
the
even
mic
like
to their ears?
people leaving like voicemails of like of like advice that they want or questions that they have.
We could be like, oh, let's see. Whatever you're saying.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we ended up having like a whole segment dedicated to like listening to voicemails or like reading like messages from you guys?
Like
watch it. It would probably be like Ruth and like our moms.
No, literally. But those are the most wise people I know. So I'm telling you,
I don't know what questions they have for me. I don't think there's anything I can give them. But I'm here for it.
Yeah, honestly, we'll just ask them. Like, we'll send you guys our questions and you give us advice.
Manna with the moms.
Oh my god.
Let's listen to some wise counsel.
Honestly, that's amazing. That's so funny. But anyways.
Oh my gosh. I'm almost forgetting we're supposed to do our high and low tides.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been
But it's so hard though because
long.
like
this whole episode is basically that.
Yes.
But I do kind of want to like just do like little silly fun things.
Like, yeah, aren't necessarily big, not like things that happen, but like
like this week.
I was gonna say yes because mine are probably gonna be recent because I have no memory.
Right? No, me too. Dory.
Yeah. Dory.
Straight Dory.
No, Dory. I was just seeing a video of baby Dory earlier.
She's so cute.
I
have short-term memory loss.
Stop it. Stop it, I'm gonna cry. And then they're playing hide and seek, and then she's counting, and then she
doesn't even remember. Mommy likes purple shells.
Stop it. It's like squishy sand. I'm gonna cry.
If you haven't seen Finding Dory, you need to watch Finding Dory. It's so good.
Baby Dory's so cute. Okay. High and low tide.
High and low tide. We're starting with our highs.
Mm-hmm.
I know my low. I'm struggling to think of a high right now.
Oh, rip. Okay, I'll say I have a high too. No, wait, you're struggling to think about it. I'll say my high while you think of your high.
Yeah.
Okay, my high, because it's fresh in my memory. I went to my first Bucks game. Football.
That was your first one?
Yes, I know.
I saw was it your Be Real or something?
I posted on my Instagram story.
Maybe what it was.
But no, I was thinking that too. So after the Commanders won and we got like this game official, because we were still moving on, whatever, I bought tickets immediately. I was like, I've never been to a Bucks game. And I told myself in the beginning of the season I wanted to go to a Bucks game this season. And then it all came at me and I was like, shoot, this is like the last one for playoffs. I'm not wanting to spend that much. So I was like, I gotta buy them. So I went crazy about the cheapest tickets I could find. Boom. And then it was so funny though, because I was like, I bought two. So I was like, I'm sure I can find someone. I ended up going with my dad. He's the first person I asked, so glad he said yes, because I'm like, oh, thanks for that. But he didn't know that it was my first one either. He was like, he was like trying to like gaslight me. He's like, you've definitely been to one, describing this whole day that never happened. I was like, I feel like I've remembered that. No. But so we ended up going, and it was really, really fun. We were able to like do a little tailgating beforehand, and then going in. And it was a really good game. It was a really close game. And then the Bucks won. And then Mike Evans got his like 1,000th catching yard. Yes. And it was just
what a first game.
I know. And then we saw Tom Brady.
I'm sorry for you.
I know. You'd hate that. No, we saw Tom Brady and he was like in a van. But we saw him, so I practically met him. So
basically, you guys are BFFs now.
No, literally. He almost proposed to me.
She's actually leaving me to start a podcast with Tom Brady.
With Tom Brady, because that was just how special the moment was. Yeah. So, lots of high tides all around for that day.
Yeah, I still have not thought of one. The only...
That just shows how good of a listener you are. You're really just...
I was locked into that story. Exactly. Sorry about that, guys. Our mics got cut out. They're not used... 2025 is doing them in too.
They're a little tired.
But no, my high tide I can say is I got this jacket. So typically our gym does like winter, like some type of like jacket drop.
That makes sense, yeah.
Like once a year. And so they did this one, which this is like my favorite logo design that they've done. I love it. And I needed it because this week...
That's so true.
Listen, let me not get into my low tide too soon. But so this jacket was a high tide because I just got it in yesterday.
Yay.
Oh no, I remember now because I was thinking about it on my drive home after coaching tonight. That I'm reading this amazing book.
I love.
So good. So like basically, I like to read. I don't consider myself like a super reader or anything like that. Like ideally, I'd like to be, but in reality, I either don't have the time to read that much,
it's
or
not realistic.
Like, you know, I don't, to be honest, with my new work schedules and the way everything is set up, I don't have a lot of downtime. Mm-hmm. Genuinely, I don't have a lot of downtime. Like, let me just, like, paint you guys a picture. No one is asking for this, but I'm going to paint you a picture, okay? I wake up. I immediately, like, I typically wake up 30 minutes before I have to start work because I work from home now, right? So I wake up, like, you know, splash my face with water, wake myself up, make my breakfast, take care of the pets, and then I'm working, okay? Because I'm trying to, like, get as much sleep as I possibly can. So, like, I don't have one of those 5 a.m. routines where I've been super productive, like, right from the start of the day, okay? I'm trying to get as much Z's as possible.
Real.
So then I'm getting started at work. I work until, it depends on if I'm coaching that night, and it depends on if I'm working out that day, but I typically work, like, let's say till 3. So I'm working like 8:30 a.m. to 3. Okay, which is like 6.5 hours. I have like a half an hour, maybe an hour at the most, unless I am not working out, then I have 2 hours. And typically, like, I will try to get something around the house done because, like, the house needs to be clean, like laundry, dishes.
It's like a chore. Yeah.
Or if I'm working out at like 3:30, I have a half an hour. So I am getting dressed for the gym because most of the time I'm going to work out. I train and then I coach from 5:30 till basically 8 p.m. because I coach 5:30 class and 6:30 class, and then I have to close down the gym after. And I have to leave my house by 5 if I'm not working out beforehand to get there. Okay, so if I have those hours sometime in the afternoon, like, I'm typically doing some type of housework.
Right.
And then I'm coaching till 8.
Yeah, and
then I have to get dinner. And I have to, like, shower and do all those things. So I have, like, my downtime is like 20 minutes before going to bed. Okay, like, I don't unless it's on a weekend where I don't have something planned, or unless it's a night where I'm not coaching, which there's only 2 nights a week that I'm not coaching, and technically only 1 night a week because I coach 4 times a week every other week. So it's a lot.
Which is another reason why it's been harder to get you guys this amazing content.
Yes.
Because,
we're just busy.
Busy.
And so, like, unless there's a weekend that I don't have anything planned.
Right.
I just don't have that much downtime.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like, girls grooving in with it. I love the jobs that I have. Like, no complaints. It's just, you know, that's just
it's
adult. That's life. Right. So, I got into a big reading slump. Like, when I got my Switch, I got a Nintendo Switch, and, like, that, you know, any downtime I had, I was wanting to play my Switch because it was new and it was exciting and it was fun. And I was reading this book that I liked, but I just got into a big slump about it. And, like, even though I enjoyed it, I just wasn't finding myself reaching for my book. I was wanting to play my Switch, and then I was, you know, going to bed. But anyway, I finally, like... So it's funny, my ADHD kind of came in to save me because I didn't charge my Switch and it died.
Oh.
And one of these weird things that I have that's, like, with ADHDs can be, like, weird procrastination of certain things. I procrastinate recharging things. Like, it's really bad. Like, the only thing I would be good about recharging is my phone.
Yeah.
But even then, sometimes at night, like... If my phone has, like, 30%, I'm like, oh, I don't need to put it on the charger. Like, I'll charge it in the morning.
Crazy, yeah.
Like, it's bad. Like, I live off of a portable charger.
That's funny.
But then when that dies, like, it'll take me, like, a week. Like, my Whoop, I normally wear it on this hand, and it's been dead for, like, over a week now. The charger is charged. I just need to put it on. But, like, I won't do it.
That's just too much.
I can't explain it. If you have ADHD and you have something else that's, like that, like, let me know because I can't do it. So my Switch died. And I had brought it with me to a friend's house, and I had the whole console with me. So now I'd have to put the whole console together, plug it back into the TV, and then plug it into charge. And I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it.
That's too much.
It's been like...
That's actually so funny, because wasn't the computer dead, actually, when we
the computer was dead when we started this. Yeah. No, like, it's been like a month. since my Switch has been dead.
Dang, poor Nintendo.
Like, it's bad. And, like, I want to play, but, like, anyway, but that was a good thing because then I got back into reading. Okay, right? So I finished this book. Okay, I know this is, like, the longest high tide ever, but, I miss you guys and I just needed to yap.
This is our yap session. I love it. It's my
yap session. So, okay, I finished that book that I was on. It was fine. It was good. But then, so there's this YouTuber. She's, like, one of the only YouTubers that I have been, like, faithful to since I was in high school. Her name is Kathleen Lights. I love her so much.
Yeah.
And this past year, she got into reading and she read like a lot of the books that I really like too. And so I saw her, she posted a story on Instagram and she was talking about this book that she wants to read and how she's starting a book club on this little app called Fable. And how we can join her book club and read the same books as her and like we can all talk about it and stuff.
That's so cute.
So I was like, oh my gosh, like this is perfect. I just finished this book. I'm starting, like I'm wanting to read now. I'm getting out of my slump. Like this is perfect. So I'm reading this book called Manacled. And what's cool about it, so it's fan fiction written. Like this is not a published author.
So fun.
So this girl wrote this story and it's Harry Potter fan fiction. So it takes place after the Harry Potter series ends.
Okay.
But have you ever heard of The Handmaid's Tale?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
Okay, so it has a Handmaid's Tale twist to it. It's kind of like, it's a dark twist.
Okay.
So it's kind of
Is
like...
this the one that they're reading in the book club?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's got like the Harry Potter world, but it's got this dystopian Handmaid's Tale twist to it.
Okay.
And I was like very intrigued. I had been like intrigued to read something either fantasy or dystopian, like something different than just romance, because that what I'd been reading before and I was kind of getting over it. And I was like, okay, like this sounds really good. And I'd read the description of the story and I was like, this sounds really good. But it was fan fiction. So this girl, like it was free to download, but apparently she was removing it from the internet, like on the 31st, like in the new year. You would not be able to download it and get this book.
Okay.
So like you had to download it beforehand. So I downloaded it on my computer. I got it sent to my Kindle and like now it's not available because so many people, it's gotten so popular where like she's now going to become a published author and she's going to publish the story.
I love that for her though.
I love it for her. However, she has to totally change it because she can't use any Harry Potter names or anything like that. Right? So she has to like totally change it, which in my opinion, I'm sure the story itself is still going to be really good, but like it's obviously different.
It was inspired by
love
Harry
the
Potter.
tie to the Harry Potter world and it's so different because you already know those characters and connected to those characters, right?
That's why she made it,
Yeah, so I'm curious as how she'll change it. But yeah, that's why she's taking it down.
Okay.
But anyway, so I was like, oh my gosh, like let me read this book and I'm gonna be a part of Kathleen Light's book club and it's so cool. So I downloaded the app, I'm a part of her book club, and what's so fun is like it breaks it up into like the different chapters. So you guys can talk about each individual chapter so you don't get any spoilers, like if people have written ahead of you.
Oh, I love that.
And it's so funny because like Kathleen will like post her thoughts or theories in it, and then like I posted one of mine and like she responded to it. And like because there's not that many, like there's like a couple hundred of us, but like there's not that many people that are like leaving comments and stuff. Like it's very interactive and like she's on there so like interacting with us, talking about this book.
I love that.
And I just think that's so I just think that's so cool.
That's so
I'm
cool.
like she's literally like she has like millions of followers. Like she's a big YouTuber. She's been on YouTube for like over a decade.
Yeah. So is to get in the club, like how exclusive is it? Can anyone join?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to have her link.
Okay.
And I can't remember. It's like we're called like the Midnight Readers or something like that.
That's cute.
And like we're basically gonna pick a book every month. And I was like, well, this is perfect for me to get out of my slump.
Right.
And like I feel a little bit bad. Like I feel like my Switch is like crying out to me. Like, like you left me. But then I'm also kind of like low key. Like I still want to find my balance, but like again, I don't have a lot of downtime. So if I'm gonna pick something, like reading is a better hobby than playing video games. Like in terms of like my brain, you know what I mean? I do want to do both. I'm just gonna have to find like some type of balance.
And it's
like,
honestly, they're both hobbies. Just do whatever you enjoy. Like you're enjoying reading more now, read more. You
that's
know?
Yes,
yeah.
And that's what I have another friend of mine that like she kind of goes back and forth too. Like
it's not
she'll
like
be
you
like
have
sometimes
to, find balance to make them feel good. You know,
right? Like, she was like, if sometimes like I'm in a slump and like that's when I'll be gaming more, and then sometimes I don't really feel like gaming and I'll get really into reading, and I'm like that's probably what I'm going to be doing. I'm probably going to go back and forth.
Yeah.
But anyway, the longest high tide ever recorded in history. Mark it. Where's like the Red Bull people? Or like the, you know what I'm talking about? Like the Red Bull does like all those like challenges.
Oh,
kind of like Guinness World Records.
Yes.
Clock it. Longest high tide in history.
That's funny.
Anyway, let me do the shortest low tide in history. This cold weather. Screw it. I'm over.
Stop.
I need it to be hot. I'm over this cold weather. I was coaching and I was shivering tonight. I was shiver me timbers. I'm so miserable. I absolutely hate this cold weather. Get it out of here. Get it. I don't want it. It sucks. I'm done. Thank you.
Cannot disagree with you more. I love the cold weather so much, but okay. This is my low tide. Actually, I didn't even think about this. Cold weather did. Gail, my car, she hates the cold weather. The first day,
I'm right there with you, Gail.
The first morning when it was really, really cold, I went outside, turned my car on, and she did not turn on, and like all the lights on the dash. I was like, no way, this is her done. I literally, my heart dropped. Like one time, I had to be somewhere, so I had like get my parents' truck, and I just like prayed over her and left. And she was just cold. She's just so dramatic. I literally, once she was able to warm up, she was fine. She's been fine since. But I just have to like let her warm up before I use her. Anyways, so that was scary.
I was gonna make a joke. Oh. Most women.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I love Gail.
But yeah, so I love the cold weather though, so can't relate to you guys. My low tide that I was thinking of.
Bring me down.
Was honestly also related to the Bucks game. Because, although it was the most amazing game ever, I was sick. I had a cold.
Dude, everyone is getting sick right now.
Yeah.
I have theories. You know what? Let me not get ahead of myself.
No, I want to hear it.
Let
me say this first. Okay. No, I had a cold. I had a cold all that weekend, too, and I was, like, trying to work. I was just, like, death beating me. And so, like, the whole time, like, my nose is running, and I'm, like, honestly low-key dying. But whatever. I'm just popping medicine. And then my other low tide is... Even though it was cold, there was still the sun, you know, and I was looking at the UV index. Yeah, but I was like, UV index 4, what the heck, I'm fine. And
oh no,
yeah,
you didn't.
Yeah, and the way I was sitting too, so I was wearing a bandana.
Is that what that red is, mark is on your head?
Thank you for that. So I was sitting, I was looking at the field, so like my head is kind of tilted. I was wearing a bandana for fashion and drip, and took so like a pirate. Oh, thank you. Because whenever I wear it in general, people say I look like a pirate. So I was like, let me use this to my advantage.
You do.
Use this at the Bucks game, and I was wearing sunglasses because of the sun.
As one does.
So I literally am just sitting in the car on the way home. There's traffic, and I was like, did I blend my blush really badly this morning? Because someone told me, like, I was just trying to look, and then it was only one side of my face. I was like, no way, I got sun. And it's just, like, the lightest pink. I was like, this is crazy, whatever. And then I get home, and then I, like, take my bandana off. I'm like, there's no freaking way. I have this horrible tan line. Wait, I'll have to show you pictures. Sorry, people, you won't be able to see it. But it was so bad, and then it just kept getting redder. And I was like, how the heck did this even happen? UV index 4? And there was this bald guy in front of me using his SPF like every 5 minutes. I really should have grabbed some. But I was like, there's no freaking way. But like, look, that was right after. I literally have but it's just one side of my face. That's what's even better. That's what's even better. Wait, this is like my ride home. Like I literally...
You want to feel better about yourself?
Yes, please.
Okay, I have a very similar story, but like 10 times worse.
Oh, yeah, I love...
So when I was in high school, I went to a Bucks game with my dad and my brother.
The Bucks games.
We sat up in the nosebleeds.
Mm-hmm. Real.
Right. And it was not cold.
Okay.
It was warm, but I was wearing jeans, skinny jeans.
Oh.
Okay, but they were like ripped skinny jeans.
Oh no.
Okay? They were sitting out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like
so fun.
Whatever. So these skinny jeans were the type of skinny jeans that were only cut open on my knees. I'm not kidding. When I went to college years later, my knees were darker than the rest of my legs for years.
Hannah, this is supposed to make me feel better? Am I going to have a dark spot on my face?
No, that's what I'm saying. Mine was way worse because...
But yours are on your knees. No, this is my face. Okay. Is it going to be like this?
No, it's not. Listen, this is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, my knees...
Okay, were they like really bad?
My knees held... No, they weren't burnt. Like, they got brown. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, but you tan.
I tan.
Okay.
I wish they got burnt because then they would have peeled and gone back to normal.
I'm following. Okay.
They turned brown.
Okay. See?
Like, I'm not kidding me. People at my school, maybe I wasn't already in college. It was like freshman year, senior year of high school, freshman year, or something like that. But they had lasted like that for over a year.
That's
okay.
Insane.
I just spit. People were asking me if I was okay because they thought my knees were bruised. Like, they thought I fell downstairs.
Okay, but how big was this rip? Was that like one of the like the baggier? No, because they were skinny, so they were just like just like a strip.
Right. It was just my kneecaps. Like just the caps were brown.
Just the caps.
Okay, and I wear short. We live in Florida.
That's so
Do you know how funny looking I looked?
But you probably, when you wore those skinny jeans, probably looked so tan. Just there.
Just so if anyone's looking at my kneecaps.
If anyone's looking at kneecaps, they're like, oh, girl's tan. When you wore those skinny
And I
jeans.
wasn't, like, we were in the nosebleeds, like, sun was beating down directly on us, and, like, you know, I don't shy away from the sun. I love the sun.
Yeah, so you're probably just
I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then, like, when they got burnt, I was like, oh, ha, hee, hee. Hopefully it'll even out. I couldn't get the rest of my leg to get that dark.
Yeah.
They had, like, 5 hours of pure sunlight, direct sunlight on my kneecaps.
Yeah.
There was no evening out. I would go to the beach and put towels over my kneecaps.
Just put sunblock right there.
Okay? You're gonna be fine.
I hope so, because, like...
It's already red, though. That's a good thing. Mine never got red.
No, that is true. I don't really tan very well, so it works out.
If anything, maybe you'll have a little bit of peeling, and it'll go back to normal.
I guess, but this isn't Sunday. It's Thursday. And it's still this red. That's what's making me mad.
I mean, but think about it. When someone gets a sunburn, it lasts, like, at least a week.
I just
and honestly, like, it's not nearly as bad as it was in that photo.
That is true. It is
like,
getting better.
When you
like, it's really just here now. Like, it's not, like, it was
like, when I saw it, I thought you had, like, been, like, I thought maybe you had your hand on your head for a while.
No, I went to work
pressure.
and literally they were like, oh, because I was talking about it, and they're like, oh, I just thought it was like a sleeping mask mark or
That's
something.
what I'm saying.
And I was like, oh, I don't know if that's better though, because people just, I'm walking around looking like I'm like,
but it's not like you can see it from afar. Like, you have to really be looking.
No, but it's
and your hair also covers a lot of it.
As I just moved it away.
No, like, you look good.
No, I literally wore a baseball cap.
You look like a sun-kissed queen.
Oh, thank you. In this cold weather, it really fits. I'm not gonna have any sun this summer, I swear. It's literally just now. But no, I wore like a baseball cap the first couple of days just to hide the like super harsh line.
Florida sun.
But yeah, so whatever.
That was the longest high and low tide session.
No, literally. Also, this side of my face is just funky because this is the one with still the scratch from where I hit myself.
It's just the same side with like your black eye.
Yeah, so yep. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have a good sign, and it's just gonna be the one that doesn't have all the scrap. But you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a really long high and low tide session.
Excuse me. I need you to give me our mana because there's so many things. This might end up turning it. Listen, we just had a big yap session. This might turn into a conspiracy theory episode.
I was gonna say
I have like 3 things off the top of my head that I want to talk about.
I love them.
And I can't not talk about them because I'll forget about them and then it won't be the same.
Yeah, and it has to be like, relevant now.
It does. And all of these things are relevant right now.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm almost forgetting one. Oh. You talk about our mana. Bring me the word because I need.
Let's do it. I am going to speak. So, obviously, we've talked a lot about how disgusting it is, but also, yay, that it is already 2025. And obviously, I kind of want to use the mana to talk a little bit about New Year, just because it is such a big thing. Obviously, we're not releasing this right around New Year's, but it's been like around 2 weeks, so depending on how you guys view New Year's, we've talked a little bit about in the past. Hannah, that's not her favorite thing in the world. Nope. But some people, they take New Year's very seriously, you know, they use it as an opportunity, like, make these resolutions, make these goals, like, I'm gonna become this new person, new year, new me, it's like a whole thing, right? Or if, you know, you're somewhat like, you dislike it, almost resent it because it is so much pressure. I feel like that's always been me. It's like I would have like, oh my gosh, I have to do something big for New Year's, you know? It's like this like pressure, it's this new beginning, newness. And with that being said, obviously there can be like pros and cons, both ways you view it. There's different things, healthy, unhealthy, whatever, you can take from both. But I want to just, you know, emphasize that throughout all of the ways you can view New Year's, when you are a Christian, when you are in Christ, there's just a completely new perspective, such a good, freeing perspective that I think we can gain. And you may know it, especially if you did, you know, grow up in the church, you've heard this, but like, it's such a good reminder when there is the pressure of becoming new, becoming like, oh, what can I do? What can I do to become this amazing, perfect person in this new year, this 2025 year? But I'm just going to read, and then I'll go from there. It's in 2 Corinthians 5:17 through 19. And it says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone and the new is here. All this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us that ministry of reconciliation. That God is reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them. And he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. But I love just that first part. Like, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come.
Yeah.
Like, he says it right there. Yeah. But it's not saying like, oh, the new creation, you'll become new when you have that New Year's resolution goals, when that clock hits midnight, you know, like when the ball drops, like, oh, there was your opportunity. It's newness. You messed up. Oh, you're done, you know? Yeah. No, it's saying like in Christ, that's how you're new.
Yeah. And sorry.
No, you're good. But I love too though, because it goes on to say that your sins aren't held against you too. It's not like, oh, you're saved, you have that newness. Oh, but you messed up. You kind of ruined it, you know? Like, you were new, and then you did something.
Remember what you did in 2024?
Yeah, like, you're done. You're done. You lost your chance. But it's saying, like, now your sins aren't held against you. Like, it's a continual newness. Like, his mercies are new. Limitations, it says, like, are every single morning. Yeah. Which, again, is so amazing, though. Because when you think about, like, oh, the good things about, like, oh, a new year, I can make all these new goals. Yeah, you can. It doesn't have to be on that December 31st night or January 1st, you know? Like, you can do it every day. There's always a moment where you can go to the Lord and repent and turn away and be like, oh, I want this gone. I want to pursue you fully. Like, that's awesome. You can do that anytime. There's always that newness because it's not based off of, oh, certain timing or certain things you can do, but it's just simply by being in Christ and having that new creation that comes from him, that reconciliation that comes from him. Yeah. And I just think that's such a good reminder going into 2025.
And I also say this too, especially for people that like my workers, like my people that have strong work ethics, which is a beautiful thing.
Exactly, yeah.
And for people, but, you know, at the same time, some people that can, I don't know, let me just say my point. No amount of New Year's goals, no amount of resolutions, goals that you achieve and hit, and you're not one of those people that gives up your resolution by February. You stick to it. You meet every single goal. You do every single thing right. Nothing can make you new like the way Christ does.
Yeah, that's
you can never like work yourself to a point where you can genuinely better yourself as much as Christ will better you.
That's so good.
You know what I mean? Like when we are human, which we are, and we're by ourselves without Christ, there is only so much that you can do.
Right.
Because ultimately, you're not perfect.
Right.
You're going to fall short.
Right.
You're going to sin. You're going to do things wrong. And when we don't have Christ, we're not experiencing that forgiveness. We're not walking in that forgiveness.
Yeah.
And we're ultimately looking to the world to fill our cup because we're not perfect, and we all as human beings, we have a desire to feel like we belong. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the biggest introvert in the world. I don't care if you're the most antisocial person in the world. We all have a desire to feel like we belong, and we all have a desire to feel like we have a purpose and that we are worth something.
Yeah, definitely.
There, like, if there, and I'm sure there are people that truly believe that they have no purpose and they have no worth, and we're just random floating spectacles in this earth. And I'm sure that I don't know how you can value life at that point, because if it's all just random and it's an accident, what's the point? Like, we all have a desire to feel like we are special and that we are worth something. And you will never, ever find that. And you will never be able to work yourself to be good enough or get as many achievements as you possibly can to earn your goodness without Christ.
Yeah, right.
And and what's beautiful too is that Christ doesn't say, you know what, you can come to me once you reach your 2025 goals.
Exactly.
You can come to me once you get that promotion. You can come to me once you're making a certain amount of money. You can come to me once you have lost a certain amount of weight, or once you have done certain things in the gym, once you have become a certain kind of disciplined person. Christ says to come as you are. He takes you as you are, and he makes you new. And you could be the lowest of the low kind of scum, and Christ can turn you into a completely new creation. We literally talking like Saul to Paul kind of transformations, right? And it's like where he takes the worst of the worst and turns them into people who wrote scripture, you know, like that's crazy. And so it's just like, it all starts, like, if you are genuinely wanting like that 2025 transformation, but you don't have Christ, that's your place to start.
Right.
And it's not because it's a new year. It's just because, like, that's...
We are constantly in need of it.
Yes. Yeah. Constantly. And even if you do know Christ already, I know for me, I am continuously needing refreshers and reminders. And you know what? I need to be like we get into, like, I'm talking about a reading slump. I get into spiritual slumps.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Where, like, you know what? Like, either I'm not going to church as often, or when I'm there, I'm not really there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, it becomes a habit, which is good. Like, I think going to church is always better than not going to church, but the intention and our heart posture still needs to be in the right place.
Agreed.
And sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm there because I'm supposed to be. And I'm not soaking in the word that's being, given, or I'm not reading my Bible as much because life gets busy and, like, I don't have a lot of downtime. There's a lot of ways to make excuses. But, like, we get into spiritual slumps, and sometimes we need that reminder that, like, wow, like, Christ has given me new mercies today.
Amen. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I can go out today and I can attack it and attack all these goals that I have, and I don't have to hold guilt or shame over myself because Jesus doesn't.
Yeah.
But I need to, like, I can realize where my shortcomings are and, like, get my stuff together.
Yeah.
And, like, let's get to work. You don't how silly would it be if we said you need to wait actually to get right with Christ until next Sunday when you go to church? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing as people like, oh, we need to wait until the next year to start really working on these goals.
Doesn't make sense.
No, like, Christ makes you right. Oh, you can open your Bible right now. You can start a devotion on the Bible app right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you have friends or a community of people, like, I know, like, I could text Mia, like, I need prayer right now, and, like, she'd be able to text me back and be like, what do you need?
Right.
I have a couple of people on my phone that I could do that too.
Right.
And it's like. And I would feel that they would feel the same about me.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm really needing help with accountability, like reading my Bible, whatever it is. But that my whole point is just to say, like, with 2025 and new year, new me, it's like the only person that really makes us new is Christ. Mm-hmm. And you can never outwork that.
Yeah.
That's my whole long point.
Yeah. And, like, what a, like, weight lifted thinking about that,
Yes.
that, like, oh wait, I don't have to be perfect. Like, even talking about the spiritual slump, when you are feeling like you're closer to God or not, when you're in that spot of, like, not feeling close to him, he's not changing his closeness. He's not like, you kind of drifted, like, let me back off. No, he's always there,
Yeah.
And we're the ones that are, like, shifting all over the place, but he's always just right there.
He's constant.
So, like, even when that same God that felt so close and you had that, like, spiritual encounter, like, amazing moment with, that's the same God that can be with you when you are feeling low, when you are feeling like you're not worthy of him,
Yeah.
Because you're not, but Jesus made that for you. He gave you that newness and gave you the opportunity to have that freedom of,
I love that.
Having the resolution be with the Lord.
What a good manna.
Yeah.
I feel like I say that every time, but what a good manna.
Because anything Holy Spirit,
it just takes over.
Yeah, that is good.
I love it.
Any scripture, honestly.
I guess
based words. Oh yeah, get started. Get revving.
I feel like originally I was like, oh, we can talk about our holidays. I feel like the holidays are past. I'm like, it's so 2024.
That is so 2024. We're in 2025.
It was good. Mine was good. Yours was good.
Mine is good.
It was great.
I saw your Christmas Eve
service.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Caught up.
The people,
the eye contact,
we're caught up.
We're caught up. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Like, we had our Christmas moments.
There's holliness, there's jolliness.
Y'all know how I feel about New Year's. Like, we're good.
We're good.
Let's move solid.
On. Let's move on.
Let's talk about all of these crazy things that are already happening in 2025. Some of them started in 2024, but they're continuing over.
So,
they've overlapped, right? There are 3 things that I want to talk about. Technically 4, but the 4th one is more just like the timing of it all seems kind of suspicious to me.
Okay.
But the first one I want to talk about is people being sick. Okay. I've been talking.
I want to hear this.
I was talking with a couple of my friends about this. So there has been something going around. I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it's the flu. A new strain of either one.
Right.
It is the season, right? But I was noticing for a while, like most of December, people were doing good until it was like Christmas time. And then I started noticing so many people, including people in my own family, like getting deathly sick, like throwing up multiple times, like almost like it seemed like food poisoning level, but it wasn't food poisoning. Like they had like a cough and all the congestion and you know, all of the things. Multiple friends, multiple people that I saw on Instagram and TikTok as well, all at the same time. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, everyone is like so sick. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is happening then? Then this blew up on TikTok. And I'm not here to say that TikTok is like where you should be getting your information from.
But like, however, it's a source.
When it's a source. When there's so many people talking about the same thing, it's weird.
Yeah.
So apparently around Christmas time, maybe it was a little bit after Christmas time, there was this, do you remember this? I think it was a day like 2 weeks ago or something, where there was like out of nowhere super heavy fog.
Yes.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, we're going to talk about that fog. Yeah.
No, I remember. Mm-hmm. It was like scary fog.
It was like scary fog. It was
like
I remember I was at the gym and like there had been like no fog that morning, and then all of a sudden there was fog. And obviously fog can come out of nowhere. That's not necessarily the abnormal part. What was abnormal, and this is what I was seeing on TikTok, there were multiple people from multiple states that all experienced heavy fog on that same day. That's weird. On top of that, earlier that day or the day before, people were noticing a ton of planes driving by leaving chemtrails.
Interesting.
So where the planes leave the little white
like
cloud looking things.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're not clouds. They're chemtrails. And to be honest, chemtrails have been something like I've always wanted to desire what the purpose was and what exactly they're emitting something. There's something in that cloud, like that gas that they're...
Yeah.
Well, because there's specific planes to leave the chemtrails.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I want to know what those are. Because we don't really know. But there was like a ton of chemtrails this day. And then we get this heavy fog, and then everyone gets sick.
Stop it.
Okay, so my theory, this is just a theory. My theory is that COVID or the flu, which one, wasn't really hitting. Okay, because like most people had gone through like November and most of December. And, like, I didn't really see many people getting sick. Like, maybe, like, a little sniffles, like the weather change, whatever. Yeah. Allergies, sure. But, like, no one is getting really sick. And you know what doesn't bring in money? Healthy people. And so the government was like, you know what? We need more people to get sick. Because when more people get sick, more people get flu shots. Or they get COVID boosters, which is a whole nother conversation. Or they buy more medicine, or they go to the doctors and they do all these things and they get all the tests done, and it brings in money. Sick people brings in money. If you were living in the United States of America, specifically, and I call out the United States of America because our system is whack when it comes to this stuff. If you think that there will ever be a cure to cancer, you're naive. They don't want a cure to cancer. I don't care who says that they want a cure to cancer. If they are a big government person, they don't want a cure to cancer. They don't want a cure to cancer. And if there was ever, which maybe there is, a pharmaceutical way to cure cancer, like in a pill where you could buy it, it would not be accessible. It would be like an extremely... Where do you think they make majority of their money?
Yeah.
It's from that disease.
Yeah.
And I've had family members that have died from that, so I'm sensitive with that. But, like, sick people bring in money. It's a form of control of the population. I don't trust the government. It's a whole thing. I'm deep into it, and that's fine if you're not. But, like, hear me out, okay? I feel like that fog was not normal fog. I feel like there was something in that fog, and then a ton of people were getting sick right after that.
Okay, but that's so terrifying.
That's absolutely terrifying.
That's so terrifying that they just
and think about it, like that's not. It could have been the first time that that's happened, but now with social media, we have a way to record. Trying to get rid of. And TikTok has already confirmed that it's going to be not available, which is crazy. To me, personally, like, I've been using TikTok more lately than I did in the past, but, like, it doesn't really bother me if it's going away. I know that there are people that genuinely make their living off of it, and that, like, kind of sucks, but I'm not, like, that doesn't kind of suck. That does suck for them. However, I have no doubts that something will take its place.
No, I agree.
Not to say that it will be the same, because TikTok is TikTok, but... We once lived in a world without it.
No, I agree.
People still made... Honestly, I'm here for long-form content like YouTube to come back.
Really?
Yes, because...
Your attention span isn't...
It's getting ruined from TikTok.
No, mine is ruined for sure.
Like, I would much rather, like, see YouTube get, like, a big spike in people making back to long-form content. Like, and Instagram has Reels, and it's not the same as TikTok, and I understand that, but... something will end up taking its place.
Yeah. No,
there's also a chance that the ban could get reversed.
I've already heard of this new app called like Lemonade or something.
Yes.
I don't even know. People are I get follow requests. I'm like, how do I get follow requests? I don't have the app. I'm like, I don't even have the app, but I think you guys.
It's probably the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's conspiracy theory number 1. And again, I just want to say, I don't mean to offend anybody with these theories. You are perfectly open to not believe them.
Right.
They're theories. I can't say that they're true.
Yeah.
Do I sound crazy? Probably.
But,
But I think it's crazy to just believe everything that we're told. And if you disagree, if you have other theories, let me know.
Yeah, honestly.
But, like, don't... Listen, we're not the type of podcast, like, I can't deal with overly sensitive people. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm going to get my little candle. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, I don't believe anything. Except for the Lord Christ himself. You know, the only thing I take verbatim is scripture. Everything else, question. Always keep your mind open.
Yeah.
Okay?
You never know.
All right, number 2. I'm going to leave, like, the big one for, like, last.
Okay.
Can we just talk about the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Oh, of course.
Can we just talk about that? Wait, hold on. First of all, I need to know, what side are you on?
Okay, wait.
Because I'm telling you, I've been deep.
You probably know way more than me.
Let me give...
Most likely, actually.
Let me give a little bit of preface to anybody that doesn't know or doesn't care to follow up with this stuff.
I think the whole episode
I think we did. So but there's been so much that's happened.
No, I agree.
So I think we talked about the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively thing when they made the movie It Ends With Us, and there was a lot of controversy coming out against Blake because of the way that she was marketing the movie. There were also old interview clips that were coming out that showed her not so nice behavior. On top of a lot of things that were being told that she was very demanding on set and was kind of like taking over control from Justin, which it was his, number one, it was his movie and it was his job to be director, and she had kind of overtaken that. Okay, then all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago or whatever, Blake drops a lawsuit against Justin saying that he harassed her on set and that he did all of these nasty, vile things. And she dropped these text messages saying that they purposely planned a smear campaign against her to hurt her reputation in the media. And all of a sudden, you see everyone immediately just going, Team Blake. Yeah. And for me, I held my tongue. Question. I don't take anything that's just given to me, especially by big Hollywood people. I don't care who you are, okay? Because I am not naive enough to think that everything that they tell us is the truth and that money doesn't buy certain things. Okay? So I was waiting because Justin's team hadn't had a response yet.
Right.
And I was like, there's 3 sides to every story. I want to hear what his response is. And ultimately, like, you're innocent until proven guilty in this country.
Sure.
Right? So I want a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard trial. Like, I want to watch this, okay?
Please.
Then Justin's lawyer and his team has come out and they're suing back. They're countersuing. They're countersuing New York Times because New York Times is the one that ran with this story. And they're basically saying that, like, you aided in this, like, crap that is not accurate and you didn't even bother to, like, fact check your resources to go along with this. I don't know. There's a lot more legalese that goes with that. But he's countersuing because he is saying that her allegations are false, that they edited the text messages.
That's insane.
That she posted. They either, like, legitimately edited them or they severely took them out of context. That he is countersuing to negate all of this. And his lawyer seems like legit. And he is saying that they have receipts of everything. Every single text message between the two of them is going to be, they have live footage to prove that everything she has said is false. So, with that being said, with everything that you have been given,
yes,
what side do you find yourself on? And then I'll talk about me, and then we'll discuss.
And then we'll discuss.
And I'm perfectly okay with whatever your opinion is, even if it's the wrong one, because then I'll explain why it's wrong.
Okay, perfect.
Kidding.
No, I love
your
that.
opinion is very much yours.
Sorry, it's so funny. Okay, so what I've seen, so obviously I followed all of that, and then I saw a little bit of, like, just pretty much, like, what she was suing for. And then I saw TikTok, that main source of this one guy who was like, I'm reading through both of their entire, all that legal stuff.
Yeah.
And then they released, like, Justin's text and point of view.
Yes.
And so I'm Team Justin.
Okay, good. You're on the right side. Perfect.
Yes. Because I saw all of his texts. Like, I literally spent, like, probably an hour reading through all of the things of whether it was, like, the intimacy coordinator stuff and her pretty much talking about, like, meeting with certain producers or something without him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, like, all those texts. Yeah. Which, honestly, that's such a power move. I would love someone suing me to be like, okay, here are literally all the receipts of everywhere you're wrong.
Here's my issue. And here's why I'm not Team Blake. Because, number one, and his team had there's text messages of his team talking about this. They didn't need to do a smear campaign. Babe, your interviews speak for themselves.
No, honestly, like they just have to use footage of her to speak against her.
When I was seeing stuff against her on TikTok, it wasn't like creators creating anything. It was literally just clips from her interviews.
No, it's true. Like, it wasn't like a doctored thing.
No.
Yeah.
It is literally, and these weren't even like, some of them were recent because her marketing with the freaking movie was awful. But even clips in years past where she is just not a nice person.
Yeah.
She is very entitled, very pick-me, and like, rude.
Nasty, yeah.
Rude. Genuinely rude. And my whole issue is I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm about to throw myself under the bus again. I really don't care. I am a woman, so I can say this. I cannot stand the movement of like the whole believe all women thing. And let me be clear, I'm not saying that we shouldn't listen to victims and that we shouldn't believe women, but I'm saying that simply saying that she must be telling the truth simply because she's a woman is so full of crap. Women lie too.
Yeah.
Women do things wrong too. And also, women also do the harassment sometimes. They're not only the ones that are getting harassed. But I'm like, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I just want to know what the truth is.
No, right, yeah.
I'm not immediately going to take your side just because you're a woman. That's dumb. That's straight up dumb. How is that any different from the men that oppressed women for so long saying, I'm just going to believe him because he's a man? Now we're doing the same thing? That's stupid. I don't know whose idea that was. So like when everyone was like, immediately, Team Blake because she was harassed, I'm like, y'all, we don't even know if these are just claims.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even know if they're true. We haven't even heard his side. There's been no trial. What happened? Innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. And that's the problem, is because so many people are just like, the minute that a woman says something, and there are men that get their entire lives ruined over false claims made by women because people are so afraid to not believe them. And I understand it to a degree where there are and have been so many women that weren't believed or weren't listened to, and the damage that does. But both of those things does damage.
Right.
Like, because there are women that lie, and there are men who lie, and there are women that harass and do wrong, and there are men that harass and do wrong. And ultimately, it shouldn't matter what your gender is, if whether or not we listen to you.
Yeah.
We should take everything with a grain of salt and then run it through the system of justice to determine if these things are true or not.
Right.
And these things need to be backed up with evidence.
Right.
End of story. Right. End of story. So all of a sudden everyone is starting to slander Justin. Right, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just couldn't buy it.
It just shows too, like we've talked about before, how easily persuaded just like people are.
Yes,
literally,
Sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I'm like, babe, like they didn't need to do a smear campaign because people just didn't like you, and I don't think you liked that. Because she seems like a little nepo baby who's never been told no in her entire life. And I'm like, you have all of these interviews of you treating other men and women poorly, very poorly. Even like the little thing on the red carpet, someone gave her a bracelet and she's like, oh, it doesn't go with my outfit. And I'm like, ew.
No, literally. And then it cut to like everyone else being like, oh my gosh, this is like,
I'm gonna wear it right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Second of all, okay, on top of all that her character speaks for itself. And I'm like, ain't nobody told you to market your hair brand during the midst of all of this.
That is true.
They didn't please don't. Like,
get involved with that.
No, who told you to only focus on wearing your florals? Okay, like literally miss me with that.
Camera, yeah.
Second of all, like it shows the text had been. I'm like, I don't know if she thought that her and Ryan Reynolds were just so big and bad that they didn't think that Like, they just thought that they would shut him down and he wouldn't be bold enough to stand back up.
They could get away with it.
But I'm like, babe, like, they have proof that you edited this stuff. You didn't think that was going to come back to bite you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, the confidence to submit something that
like, you don't think he has all these text messages?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I'm like, babe, no one went out to tear down your name.
Right.
You were in the limelight big time. And I think we've talked about this, like, when people get really big, the audience, you typically see them wanting to try to tear them down. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's a great system. I'm just saying that's typically because the spotlight is on you.
Yeah. I mean, it was suspicious too. Like, people are even saying the timing of it is like, she came out with all of this after the movie was already like done, you know, like all throughout. And she was like, oh, all of this happened. And they were like, what the heck? This is so.
And I could see the argument with that where, like, it can take time to build a case, you know, whatever. But then, on top of the stuff being edited, on top of her personality just not being that great, and that speaks for itself. But then you have the things where Justin's team is literally coming out and showing evidence. Like, for example, she said that there was no intimacy coordinator. There's literally video footage of her talking about how there was an intimacy coordinator.
Yeah, I saw a video today of her saying, there was like an interview talking about it. She was like, okay, there has to be an intimacy coordinator. Yeah. She's talking about the importance of it. Yeah. And then the interviewer was like, oh, I literally just saw a video of you being the intimacy coordinator for you and Justin. And then the other, she was like, I don't know, where did you see that?
Yep, I saw that same interview.
I literally saw it. Oh, yeah, her showing Justin, like, how she wanted to be grabbed and stuff. Yeah.
And then
like,
there was another thing where she accused him of walking in on her when she was breastfeeding. Mm-hmm. And then he literally released a text message when she said, do you want to run over lines? I'm breastfeeding, but you can come in.
Yeah.
And he said, okay. But girl, what?
Yeah, that's so funny.
I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. So have you heard the theories about why people think that she's doing all of this?
No.
Okay, so a big theory is that people think that Blake caught feelings. And that she liked Justin, but he didn't reciprocate. And she got butthurt. So now she's like feeling all vengeful because she's never been told no in her life.
No, I believe it.
I 100% believe it.
I believe it.
Okay, have you seen Glee?
No.
Oh, okay. There's so many things. Also, did you hear the whole thing about Nice Pool?
No.
Okay, so you know, Deadpool and Wolverine. Apparently, Nice Pool was a character Ryan Reynolds created to make fun of Justin Baldoni. That's why he has a man bun. That's why he talks about how he identifies as a feminist.
No way.
Uh-huh.
That's so funny.
So people are like, so it's almost been
was
like...
Nice Pool not like a comic book character? Or did they...
No. He created that. So, and there was even a deleted scene where he talks about like a podcast and it's making fun of Justin Baldoni's podcast that he has. And it was like literally in the notes.
Ryan Reynolds has been super quiet. Like, he said one thing,
And there was literally...
Which also, if you are supposed to be like that much like feminist, whatever, and it's... Or not saying that he's feminist, but like if you're supporting your wife in that, the fact that he has been so quiet is also...
Well, and apparently, like, Ryan Reynolds was on set so much, so I'm like... You saw her get harassed and didn't say anything?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if your wife is coming up with such crazy claims, like, would you not be the number one supporter? Like... My wife is a victim, you know what I'm saying?
But then it's also like, because it's basically confirmed that Nice Pool was made after Justin Baldoni to make fun of him. So if your wife was going through this traumatic harassment, who makes fun of it?
No, yeah.
And makes fun and puts her harasser in your movie.
Right.
Miss me with that. I call cap on all of it. I think that they think that they're so big and powerful and untouchable and that they were in the limelight for everything. And I think that she was trying to overtake and overstep, and then people were seeing her true colors and didn't like her, and then she has to cry about it and be like, this is your fault, and like, let me sue you. And then come up with all these other bogus claims to make yourself seem like a victim.
Yeah.
Which is funny and ironic because the whole point of the movie is to help women who genuinely are victims.
No, sometimes.
And you're playing one, and I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm an open-minded person. Mm-hmm. If this and when this does go to trial, I don't know if we'll be able to see it. I will 100% stay open to both sides.
Right.
But with the evidence that his team has already brought forward, it's hard for me. Like, when you've already been caught editing stuff... You immediately have lost my trust.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I also understand that I don't have to like you. You could still be a victim and be a terrible person. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not even here to say that Justin Baldoni has done nothing wrong. I'm sure that there was wrong on both ends because I'm sure he was also fed up with her behavior.
No.
Because I'll also just say this last thing about this one. Justin Baldoni has worked on other movies or TV shows, and I have never heard a negative thing said about that man, including Gina Rodriguez, who worked with him on Jane the Virgin, one of my other shows that I like. He officiated her wedding. Mm-hmm. They worked together for years. Never has said a bad word. I don't know very many people that have worked on set with Blake Lively and liked her. The cast of Gossip Girl can't stand her. Leighton Meester has been telling us for years.
That's so funny. So also...
You know, the only person that liked her that worked on set was Ryan Reynolds when he cheated on his wife to be with Blake. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Have you seen the interviews with The Simple Favor with Anna Kendrick?
Yes.
I want to die. They make me...
So the secondhand... Like,
Anna tries so hard to, like, make everything... I love her so much. Like,
Same, but
Blake
it's just such
is, like, impossible to watch.
Yeah.
So, it's again, when this goes to trial and you're innocent until proven guilty, even though it's been proved that you've been tampering with things. Okay, I'm going to just say that. And I've already decided that I don't like you as a person. However, if there's evidence that has come out that Justin has done wrong, then you are a victim to some things.
I'm sure they've both done wrong. I'm
sure of it. And I'm open to that. I'm just saying that ultimately, though, I point more fingers to her as of right now than I do to him. Mm-hmm. Until that's proven otherwise.
I really hope that the trials are, like, available. Like the...
Gosh, I hope so, man. Oh, I want to watch her squirm.
Sorry. No, that'd be so satisfying. Just watching...
Like, I heard... Did you hear the voice memo of he was like, this was supposed to be, like, the biggest moment of my life and my career? Mm-hmm. So there was a voice memo that came out from Justin for the night of the premiere. No one took pictures with him. You didn't really see him. And there was a voice message that they found, and he was like... This was supposed to be the biggest night of my life for me and my family and for my career. And I was put in the basement of my own movie. Mm. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I think money does a lot of things.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't trust Blake. I just don't. That's my own biased opinion. And I will see what happens with the trial when this does inevitably go to trial.
And we'll have to have a part 2.
We'll have a part 2. We'll come back. But it's the same thing. I'm like, there are women out there that are like Amber Heard, where they're crazy and they don't get a free pass just because they're a woman. I don't care who that offends. I don't care. Like, no. And I'm not saying that Blake is Amber. I'm just saying that I don't just straight up believe you just because you're a female.
Yeah.
I'll believe you when you have evidence and proof to be believed.
Innocent, yeah.
Same with Justin.
Right.
I don't care that you're a man. I don't, like, whatever. Like, just prove that you're innocent.
Right. And then
we're good.
From there, yeah.
We're good.
Which is fair enough. I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
Yes.
Last one.
Yes. This
is also a very serious topic, so I wanna make it known that, like, if I talk about a theory with something, I'm not trying to take away from the devastation.
There's still sensitivity.
Or that there is still sensitivity that goes with this. The fires that are happening in California. I just want to say to every first responder and all of the families that are going through right now, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
California has been falling apart for a while. They've been dealing on and off with these wildfires, and they are some of the worst that I think they've ever seen right now. I mean, like, and it's affecting everyone, even the big, powerful, and rich. So these celebrities are losing their homes. It's not like it's only affecting lower income areas.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it's doing well. On top of that, I've also seen videos of people purposely committing arson during this time.
Oh my gosh.
There's theories with that. But to the victims and everyone that's going through that, like, we're praying for you. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine dealing and living in an area with uncontrollable wildfires. Like, that's genuinely, that's scary.
It's terrifying.
That's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
We deal with floods and hurricanes here, and that's really scary. But we know that the hurricane is going to be gone in like a day or two. The fires are not the same. It's just a different type of tragedy, and I can't imagine.
Right.
I can't imagine.
Right.
And it's also not even like a hurricane where, like, depending on where you're at, you know, like, you could probably stay in your house and be okay. Like, no, like, you need to get out. Like, the wildfires, like, you need to get out.
Yeah.
Especially with how quickly that they're spreading. So I just want to put that out first, that like my heart breaks for everyone that is being affected by that.
Yeah.
Like the firefighters that are out there doing their job, like God bless you, because
yeah.
You know, even my husband who's a firefighter, even he is like wildland, like wildfires, like fighting fire is a totally different beast. He was like, I would never want to do that. It's just, it's a different, I can't even imagine,
like, how do you even approach something that? Yeah.
I don't know. However, there are some things with it that make me angry because I don't like the thought of some things being done on purpose or being made worse on purpose. Mm-hmm. So like maybe the fires genuinely, it is a dry season. Maybe they did genuinely start on their own, but they're being made worse because, again, there are videos of people who are committing arson and setting other buildings on fire. I have theories that those people are being paid to do so. Paid by who? I don't know. To make this worse? I don't know. Also, let me ask you, what's been, besides, they just assembled any whatever thing, but what is the other biggest thing in Hollywood that has been on the upcoming of being discovered and the truth revealed about one of the biggest Hollywood?
The upcoming?
Mm-hmm. We've talked about it.
We have?
Someone who just recently got arrested and all of their dirty laundry has been...
the Diddy?
Uh-huh. And all of the major celebrities that have been tied with that.
Yeah.
Some people are speculating that they're doing it to try to maybe get rid of evidence of people that are involved with that.
No
Some
way.
people are speculating that it could be to like help get rid of like the tunnels. Because there's
tunnels.
That from Diddy's house. Different things of that nature. And it also does not surprise me that this is all happening. Today's date is the 9th. Less than 11 days until a new president takes over. President that people don't like. Well, there are a lot of people who like him and there are a lot of people who don't.
But yeah.
Hollywood for sure doesn't.
President.
Yes, controversial president. Hollywood for sure doesn't like him.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of theories with that. Not only being like, is it a thing to get rid of evidence because we're seeing a lot of celebrities' homes getting ruined? Is it a thing to help cover up Diddy's tracks and burning down these tunnels? I don't really know how that works if the tunnels are underground. So I don't. Again, these are all theories. These are just things that I'm hearing. But again, when it comes to something like that, something of this big nature, when things are taking over the news, I always look at it with a careful eye. Because they're also, even if, let's say, no ulterior motives, these fires have just happened.
Right.
Okay. Very, very unfortunate.
Right.
Although I will say, the governor of California is at fault for a lot of this because he just recently, they came out saying like in the last year, he cut the fire department's budget severely. That's insane. That there were so many things like ecologically, like that could have been done to help prevent this that he chose not to do.
Yeah.
So that is I'm not living in California. I don't have an opinion on the governor or anything like that. I don't know. That's just other information. But let's say all these fires happen naturally. When it comes, anytime that there is, I've told you this, an election year, when it comes time to around the election, and when it comes time to like an inauguration day, or even outside of just election, when there's something big, typically that the government is doing that they don't want you to know or hear about, there's something else going on as a distraction.
Something big, yeah.
Yes. For example, I believe, don't quote me on it, I cannot remember what it was, but there was I believe it was like, there was a mistake where the president of our country at the time had sent an ridiculously amount of money to another country. And during that exact time is when the submarine happened. And I'll tell you, even as someone who can be into politics or all those things, I did not hear about that incident my entire phone was just blowing up about this submarine.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I was very invested in that story too. But my point is that they will find certain things or events and blow them up as distractions to distract you from what's really happening.
Yeah.
So I have kind of learned and trained myself that when something big is happening on the news, look in the opposite direction. Because there's probably something else going on that they're trying to divert attention away from. So I don't know.
But
inauguration day isn't here yet, so
but that was what you were talking about. The fourth thing was the timing of it,
right? The timing of it being during this time,
about to be January, whatever it is, yeah.
And maybe it's not. It genuinely could be a coincidence. It could be. I mean, coincidences happen.
It's possible. Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that went wrong again, starting with the local government in California not taking care, of its land, as well as maybe they could have to help prevent something that has clearly been an issue, right? So, like, you would think, after having dealt with all of these other wildfires in the past, that you would put more money into your fire departments that are working so hard. No, that's what I'm saying.
If anyone was going to support, their firefighters.
Or working really hard to make sure that things like dry brush and those types of things are picked up off the ground. You know what I mean?
Like more precautions,
Yeah, but apparently, like, these winds are insane. Like, planes are having trouble. Like, they can't even fly through past over LA because these winds are so insane.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you, it could also just be because we're in the end times. I'm just saying.
That is true.
I don't know. Like, there's so many ways that one can interpret it.
Right.
I just have a hard time believing that it's just fire and that's it.
Especially when it is Hollywood-based.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time, man. I know that California is obviously very prone to wildfires. That's not anything new. This has happened before, but this is reportedly like one of the worst. Like over 33,000 people have been like evacuated from their homes. Multiple celebrities have lost their homes. Multiple people have lost their homes, and it's unbelievably heartbreaking. And that's when it makes me angry, because I'm like, if this isn't normal, if this is being done for a certain reason, or if this is being made worse for a certain reason, it makes my blood boil.
Yeah.
To think of
the amount of victims. Yeah.
Innocent people being hurt because of politics.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting. And again, all theory.
Yeah.
All theories.
Man, what 2025 already's got such a story brewing for the history books.
I'm very interested. I want to, like, you know, when we come back to record again, like, I want to get updates on all of these different situations. The fog thing, there's no way to get an update about that. But
be like,
and until, like, the trial happens.
Well, you never know. There could be proof someone releases that there was something in that fog. Fog scares me. Like, even just thinking about that, because I was pickling that night.
Oh.
So I would have been screwed. But literally looking out, you know how there's, like, the baseball field?
Yeah.
Fog everywhere. And, like, someone's walking their dog and it's just a silhouette creepy. I, like, had chills all night. It was so scary.
Yeah. Fog is weird. I don't like it.
Freaks me out.
I don't like... And I was just, like, I feel like in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, like, when we've had fog, like, it typically lasts, like, a couple days. Like, oh, it's kind of foggy. Or, like, it's there every morning for a couple of days. This was literally, like, a one day, and then it was just gone. I don't know, man. It was just weird. And maybe that has happened and I'm just not paying attention. It could very well be that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not... I could be overreading into it. I'm very open to being wrong. I hope people know that. Again, I believe all of these things are theories.
Yeah.
None of these... Like, there are certain conspiracy theories I will... Like, I will die on that hill that I believe it 100% true. None of these I feel that way.
Yeah.
All of these are very much speculation. I just like looking at things from a different angle.
I agree.
I like questioning
things. Yeah.
I like when we are presented with something, and I like dissecting it and being like, what if there's something else going on?
Right.
Because there's been so many other things that have been proven to
have something else going on behind the scenes.
Where you should not be taking, especially when it's coming from Hollywood or the government. I do not ever take that stuff like, just when it's just handed to me.
Right.
I'm not that... I'm sorry. Like, I can't.
Right.
Like, they don't have my best interest at heart.
No, for sure.
Girly pop,
they don't have
what?
Anyone's, except themselves.
Themselves. Money and power. That's it.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, no. Like, I'm gonna, like, question everything. And if that makes me... Listen, the term conspiracy theorist was literally invented by the CIA. Have I talked about that? I feel like I've talked about that.
I feel like you have.
Okay? They literally coined that term to make people who question them sound crazy.
Sound crazy. I do remember you talking about this.
Like, oh, they're just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Don't listen to them. Just listen to what we're saying.
Yeah, because if you immediately hear conspiracy, it's always just like, oh, la la.
I'm like, oh, they're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, they're a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not wearing tinfoil hats and believing that aliens are about to abduct me, okay? I'm not, like, on that level. I just question things.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to talk about, too. Like, kind of getting your perspective from an outside, and not just your own little world.
This applies to almost every scenario in life.
Oh, no,
but if people don't want you asking questions, that's a red flag.
No, for sure.
If people don't want you asking questions...
If they want you to just, like, go along...
Like, you know, you just need to take what I give you and don't ask anything about it.
Like, that's me, like, okay, I'm asking all the questions.
Like, there are churches that do that.
Mm-hmm.
There are pastors that are like, nope, don't ask me questions about my sermon. Don't ask me questions about it. No. Just take what I'm telling you and then don't just believe everything that I say and
go
take
along.
it for that. And if you question me, how dare you? Oh no, red flag. Red flag.
Yeah.
We should be encouraging people to use their minds and to think openly and to have questions and to dive deeper.
Mm-hmm. That's just what we're doing.
That's just what we're doing, babes.
Yeah.
If you're not a conspiracy theorist, that's fine. This might not be the podcast for you, but it's
but it's fine for you, yeah.
Just kidding, guys. This is the podcast for everybody. Not every episode is like this.
That's true.
There's just been so much that's happened at the beginning of this year.
That's what I'm saying. How can you not talk about it? We're relevant.
I know. Okay,
this also all just goes with being against the current. Having all these conspiracies. That's literally the point of the podcast, is to go against what everyone else wants to believe.
With the current,
exactly.
Dude. You can't expect me to go with the flow.
It's not what we're here for. You're welcome.
I would be doing you a disservice.
Yeah. This is why you guys tune in.
I'm telling you. Okay, to end it off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I forgot that I wanted to do this. Okay.
Yes.
So this is also another high/low tide. It's a high tide because it's delicious. It's a low tide because I spent $30 on this and we don't need to talk about it.
Oh.
TikTok shop.
Oh.
I have had this like fixation with these extremely sour gushers.
Are these the ones that have like the cotton candy or something on it that you were talking about?
Mine are not cotton candy because that's not sour. Mine are sour. But yes, the same concept. And I want you to try one.
Okay.
On mic.
Okay, this is horrible.
I want your live reaction.
I don't want to do this. I'm not good at sour stuff.
You're not?
No. Okay, these already... You know when you think of sour stuff, your mouth starts watering already? You know
because I can't wait because it's so good.
No,
delicious.
I think my mouth is just like crying.
Okay, guys, this is from the brand Kuza Candies. Shout out. They're on TikTok shop.
That looks radioactive.
They're delicious.
This is like a joy for you?
Oh, yeah. I'll have one with you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. It sounds better than I thought.
Okay.
I don't enjoy it. How many did you just sit and eat at one time?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like, this is just like a snack?
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm done. I had one and I'm done.
No, like, I have one and I need to have more.
I'm
not gonna lie to you, babe. I've sat and ate not an entire container.
I mean, the flavor's good, actually. I will give you that.
The only reason why I haven't sat and ate an entire container in one sitting is because my tongue starts to bleed. And my teeth start to hurt.
That seems like a problem.
It's not the sour that like, the sour flavor doesn't get to me, but it literally burns away at my tongue. So then I can't, like, your
body's, like, literally, like, crying,
like,
please stop eating these. Yeah, I'm questioning that. I'm questioning you and how that is normal. It's definitely not normal. But I'm glad you enjoy it.
You eat pancakes with your hands.
Okay. I don't eat it with my hands. I just cut them with my hands. And we're moving on. Let's talk about your sour problem.
If you're already cutting it with your hands, why not just eat it?
Okay, because then I pour the syrup on it. I don't want syrup on my hands, Hannah. Alright, I just cut it. I rip it because efficiency. And then syrup and then fork. Moving on. These are not good. But you know, I'm glad you enjoy them.
I do.
They're not bad, but
I spent $30 on that.
That's insane. Yeah. Do they have other flavors?
Yeah. They have like cotton candy. Like the cotton candy ones
aren't
maybe sour.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Like those aren't sour. Have you seen the chamoy pickle kits?
Yeah.
I want to try one. Because it looks good. You see the chamoy pickle kit? Yeah, I love pickles. Oh. I've never had chamoy though. So I don't know how I feel.
I don't know what chamoy is, to be honest.
It's a type of Hispanic candy. It's basically like spicy candy.
Yeah. I know it's supposed to be like spicy.
And I like a little bit of spice. I don't know how spicy chamoy is. So I don't know how I feel about that. But they have a blue raspberry chamoy pickle kit. And every time I see it on TikTok, I'm like, oh, maybe I need to order it before the 19th when TikTok shuts down.
No, you should. Honestly, it'll be like a goodbye gift.
It might be. And like I'll make my whole little chamoy pickle kit video.
Yeah. You go viral. Oh, I'd be pissed if I went viral.
Like the day before.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Get my one moment of fame.
Oh, yeah, no.
But no, I'm obsessed with these sour candies. It's definitely a problem. I'm not here to say that it's not healthy at all. But it's my cross to bear, so.
Hey, so that's the worst thing you got going on.
That's the worst habit you have. Dude.
You know, yeah, exactly. You're doing pretty well.
It could be way worse. Like my fix is sour gushers. I could be doing
a lot worse than ripping up pancakes.
You're right.
Thank you. I agree.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I even had people text me after that episode. They were like, I was like on Mia's side until I heard that she rips up pancakes.
Maybe I should cut that with myself. I really just want to, like, I'm trying to get vulnerable with you guys, and that's what I get for it.
Like, you've seen those things on TikTok where people are like, bro, you couldn't have waterboarded that information.
I'm just willingly sharing it on podcast.
That I rip up my pancakes with my hands, but I don't. You do, but... I love you for it, though. It matches your quirkiness.
Okay, thank you. What can I say? I just like to stay quirky.
It ain't a little quirky, be a lot of turkey.
Wait, what? Is that the word? Do you remember when we were like, the first 3 words that you used to describe?
Yeah,
was it quirky or what? That's funny.
Cute weird. Good weird.
Yeah, not like a... Yeah, because quirky is like a cute weird. Mm-hmm. Weird is just weird. Weird
is just weird.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, you guys.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed this Yap conspiracy theory session.
2025.
What a crazy...
First Yap. You're welcome. We missed you.
Yeah. We're like, 2025? Dun, dun, dun. Here are all the things that are going on.
Honestly, just like an update, because imagine listening to this and you're not like online, you have like no idea what's happening, or you're just so much. Yeah, we're just, again, like a news outlet.
You are welcome.
I learned your news from this, yeah.
I did too.
And hopefully you guys did too.
Yeah. It was so good. I missed you guys.
Honestly.
Listen, we're hopefully not going to be taking another hiatus like that anytime soon.
Yes. It was just the holidays, guys.
It was just crazy.
It was a lot.
We love you so much. We're not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Like, listen, y'all aren't ready for Against the Current in 2025.
Y'all aren't even ready for 2025, Hannah and Mia.
Like, y'all aren't ready for the fact that we're having our 1-year anniversary in like 3 months.
Okay, that's insane.
1 year of ATC.
That's actually
insane. Be big.
That's 52 episodes. Well, obviously now with our hiatus, but yeah, that's a lot of, like, just in general, the fact that we're already like in the 30s is still mind blowing to me.
Yeah, we love you guys.
We love you guys.
I hope you have a good night.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Talk to you later. We won't see you. Goodbye.